Okay, and we're back again. We did a podcast earlier on a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, the higher power, the creator, whomever you espouse to. As long as you're acknowledging there's a higher source. Now, some would say if you don't pray to Jesus, then you're out of the will of the creator. Or if you don't espouse this way, you're out of the creator's guidance or providence. And I would say, and it's really not what I say, is it? No, it's really not. It's not what I say. It's really not what any of us say. It's really what has been written, right? It's been written long before we've been here, right? And so, for lack of argument, people normally find the safest way that makes them comfortable. You're gonna get what I'm saying in a moment. Because normal, and maybe Norman too, maybe Susie, maybe Jane, maybe Harry, Tanisha, whoever your name may be. Normally, people look for the safest route because people don't want to be made to feel uncomfortable, right? So the task of following a spiritual regimen, albeit you still do have people who do that. You have some very spiritual people in this world who are absolved from any material attachments, who are absolved from any trappings of this life. And again, we're coming to you on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, here on Amazon.com. And we have many other host sites that we attend, such as Amazon and Patreon, Apple Music. So visit us. We'd love to have you. And leave us your comments. So normally people don't like to feel uncomfortable. So they find the safest way to appeal to their comforts. And most people don't probably take in the fact of that there's consequences in doing, of course, the things that we do. Because to receive something that is priceless, there's usually a cost associated with everything that we do. Right? Yes, there is. There's a cost associated with decisions that we make, whether they be in our personal lives, whether they be in our careers, our marriage decisions, our relationship decisions, our spiritual lives, our business lives, what have you. There are usually a cost associated with making those decisions. Now, why did I say that? I said that because a lot of the times, and let me say this too first. I did a podcast. It may be about a week ago, so now, and I made some very expletives. That I was angry. I was angry, and the scriptures say that you can be angry and sin not. I was angry because of the way that we are, that we are. And, I don't know if it's like rocks floating above the water. They seem to be, if they're in the clouds, and, they're kind of moving about, or they're hovering, and you'll get that later too. But I was angry, and because I know that a lot of us are illusionary. And I had to ask myself sometimes, am I hoping for the impossible? And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, will there actually be a time when you actually see our people come together? Because believe it or not, a lot of us are still trapped. We're still in the matrix. A lot of us are still holding on to this world system. And a lot of us don't really see a way out. Because we like it. We like this world system. We like this carnival mentality. We like this kind of circus, sideshow, have fun, absorb and suck up all the oxygen that you can. And be selfish and don't care about nobody else but yourself. And if you do something, you do it because you want to be seen. You want a name. You want a name for yourself. You're raveling in pride. You want to become somebody big that they can put your name in lights. And then you want to pretend, you want to pretend that you're really down with the cause. But whenever you get an opportunity, you'll pull your brother down, you'll pull your sister down. So you have all kinds of people. You have those who are true to the game. You have those who are just faking. You have those that are undercover agents. You have those who are sit back and watch what you do, and they'll try to find a way in. So we're dealing with all this stuff, right? And it's only because you have people who are navigating, and they don't have any other way in how they can manipulate through this world other than being the way they are. And let me tell you this. You have a lot of people who are walking around that are seeds of Satan. and they look like you, they move about, but they're working for the devil. Make no mistake about it. They look like you, they smile, they try to act cordial, they try to be approachable, but really, they're really, really wicked. They're really wicked. And it's because they, and I've said this before, they don't want to see good people do well. And that's why the scriptures often talks about that there are those who hate evildoers, who hate people who do good. How do you have to have a black heart if you hate to see somebody do something good, or they're causing a situation in the world or somebody's life or somebody's family or some community to be better. How could you hate that? I mean, really, how could you hate something like that? But you do have those individuals who are just like that. Unfortunately. And they say, what about you, Steph? I'm not a hater. I've never been. I've never been. At the lowest in my life, I've never been a hater. Because you know what I've understood early on? This is a big world, number one. And my mother used to always say, she used the term God. She said, what God does for one, he can do for another. And that always stuck with me. So I don't have a reason to hate. And plus, he's giving gifts. I've said this before many times. He's giving gifts to people. Some he's given one, some he's given two, some he's given three, some he's given even more. So we're all gifted in some ways. It's just how we use those gifts. And you have a lot of people who have taken the gift that the Creator has given them, and you know what they've done? They've corrupted it. They made it dross. They made it, as the scripture talks about, moth eating and rusted. Because they were too busy looking at what somebody else's gift was, instead of honing in on what the Creator gave them. And they've allowed the enemy, the devil, to come and to putrefy and corrupt them. And so you have these kind of individuals in the world today. And somebody has to say it. Somebody has to say it. They really do. And this is what balance is really all about. You can't hear good stuff all the time. And this was the last podcast that was actually done earlier, where it was talked about a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And I actually talked about, when I was using those expletives in another podcast, and this young man that just was recently murdered by 5 black officers, and I said that there was another officer that was tasing him. I said a black officer, which I was wrong. It was a white officer who never got implicated, as far as I know, because I'm not keeping up with it, because I didn't want to watch another black man being murdered in the street or on video like an animal. I just refused to continue to watch that. And it was also said because those are tools that the enemy uses to traumatize our people. It's done purposely. Make no mistake about it. And I said that, but when I was saying it, I was using expletives that I shouldn't have used. I was using cuss words. And I was so angry. You understand what I mean? And please forgive me. I actually, forgive me for that because I'm just so tired of seeing this happen. So tired of it, and the question remains, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Yes, what are we going to do? And this is basically why I came on to say, what are we going to do? And the reason why we can't do anything, the reason why we're still like we are, is because they have us mentally retarded. Now, a lot of us will say that we're awoke, right? A lot of us will say that we're woke, but we have groups and organizations all over the place. We have the Nation of Islam. We have the Five Percenters. We have the Nations of God and Earth, right? We have the Moors. We have the Nuwapians. We have the Hebrew Israelites. We have the Christians. And God knows how many more organizations there are that we had and that we're involved in. But why can't we come together? Why are all these organizations separate? Doing their own thing? Because there's either a man or a woman leading them who wants to build their own empire, and they have pride, and they want to be recognized as being somebody apart from the masses. So in other words, you have a group of people that you're leading and you the head honcho, okay? And supposedly, you're this great leader of this organization. But has it ever come to you? Let me try to hook up with my brothers over here. Let me try to hook up with them. Because, of course, the masses of us are greater if we unify as opposed to being apart. Maybe some of them have. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that we're putting our and positioning ourselves to be destroyed. And it's going to take the intervention of the Creator to stop it, because it looks like we're not going to do it. As I said in the last podcast, the preacher is leading the people astray. He's leading the people astray because he's not giving the people a just weight. He's not. It's all about money. It's all about notoriety. And they'll tell you they're bringing people to who are you bringing people to? You're bringing people to a false worship. A lot of y'all who go to these places don't even realize that you're worshiping under Catholicism. You don't even realize it. You've given up your African spirituality for paganism. You don't even see it because you're blind. And that's why the scripture says if the blind leads the blind, they're both going to fall into the ditch. See, because you believe if it feels good, it's right. If it feels uncomfortable, it ain't right. And this is why I said earlier that people normally don't want to feel discomfort. They want to get heaven without a cross. And you're playing Russian roulette with your spiritual life. So keep on doing it if it feels good. Keep on sleeping with that man. Keep on letting that man sleeping with that man and letting him do whatever he wants to you and you're not married to him. Keep on sleeping with that married woman. Woman, keep on sleeping with that married man. Keep on. And it's going to visit you. Sudden and without warning. Keep on hanging in them clubs and getting drunk and getting all discombobulated and being loose and running around here carrying yourself like a prostitute, and men out here, running around with your pants down and showing your butt crack, and men who are gay as they want to be and sleeping with other men and women sleeping with other women. And you think that's, and you got preachers and pastors who are endorsing that. You're going to go to hell right with them. Trust me. God or the Creator, whoever, how you want to call him, Yeshua, Elohim, he never endorsed homosexuality. That is a tool of the wicked. It's the devil, period. And nowadays it's being justified. All of these devils are telling you that it's okay to do that and to live that way. And that's a lie. It's an absolute lie. It's an absolute lie. Now that you believe that God is endorsing you sleeping with another man or sleeping with children or pedophilia, you pedophiles, who taking advantage of children, you're going to bust hell wide open. these ungodly, unrighteous people who are and have been for centuries, you know, killing off nations and killing off indigenous people and causing nations to go into famine and war and millions of people being slaughtered. You are going to pay. You're going to pay. Come out of Babylon. But no, people want to be a part of Babylon. They want to stay in Sodom. Commandment breakers. There's nothing righteous about what you're doing. There's nothing holy about what you're doing. And you thinking the Creator is pleased with you. You're being deceived. And you're saying, you hear people say all the time, I know I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed. How do you know? So you must be bearing good fruit. You're keeping it Sabbath, right? You're loving your neighbor. You're not sleeping around. You're not leading your life in a drunken stupor, falling all over the place and falling all over men and men falling over other men and all this wild, defiled living. And then you go to church on Sunday and you get your fix. You get your Jesus fix to go out and to repeat the process. Wake up. You're being led astray. You're being led astray. Haters, relevers, envy people, hating those who do good. Those of you with pride, your only thing is you want to be the head honcho. You got so much pride, you don't want nobody to rise because you only see yourself being in the spotlight. Whose spotlight are you in? You're in the spotlight of the wicked. You're seeking position. You're seeking a prideful place. Who is honoring that? Only the wicked. Only the wicked. Make no mistake about it, my brother, my sister. You think you a big man or a big woman. You are a minute, small speck in the eyes of the Creator. And didn't the word say, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek his face, he said, then will they hear from heaven. And the problem is that you've done it in a way in which a man has told you to do it. You got to do it the way he said do it. And who it is and what it is, who told you to do it, and how it should be done by his commands. Okay, beloved. So we're going to stop there for now. Remember to visit us on Amazon, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Patreon, Apple Music, and many, many more. Until the next time, guard your soul is all you have.